Hi guys, Caller here, bringing you Game 3 of Airforce Ace versus MBC Hero. And believe it or not, this is a must-win game for MBC Hero. They are down 0-2 to Airforce Ace, and I'm excited about this. This is a 2v2 setup, and we have a Zerg and Protoss mirror matchup in this game, and we have Clon and Rage playing for Airforce Ace. You've seen them if you've been watching my Airforce Ace commentaries of late. They're the only 2v2 players for their team. And we have Pusan and TheZerg playing for MBC. And Pusan is quite a formidable 1v1 player in his own right. And if you watch my Pimpus Plays videos, there's actually one where he pulls a Pimpus play doing an amazing breakout from way behind against Firebat Hero. And so I do have to give the MBC players a little bit of an advantage, although I don't know what kind of 2v2 player Pusan is. In any case, this map is Hannibal, 4-player map with double gas inside your main, and we have Clon here, the brown Zerg, at the 5 o'clock position. His teammate is Rage, the teal Protoss, at the 3 o'clock position here, and their opponents are Pusan, the yellow Protoss, at the 12 o'clock position, and right here, and TheZerg, a purple Zerg player, of course, at the 8 o'clock position. And this being Zerg and Protoss versus Zerg and Protoss, I do expect a lot of early action. It might not even get it to the second layer of second level of tech. We might not even see Mutalisks or Dragoons or anything higher than just Zealots and Zerglings, because really the pressure is going to come on quite early with the melee units. I do expect both players to be going for 2 gates, both Protoss players to be going for 2 gates, and both Zerg players to be going for a lot of Zerglings and to go for them relatively quickly. I think this is going to come down to a lot of micro and also a lot of tactics, as in trying to get 2v1s on one of the players, trying to separate forces from reinforcing each other, and just trying to kill off some probes or kill off some drones of one of the players. I think it's really going to be intense action in the front, and I do think that there's an advantage for Zealots to be fighting each other instead of Zerglings versus Zealots. I think the Zerglings are more going to be of sort of a screening force or a harassment force, and to help in enveloping, because at this point in the game, especially in narrow choke points, Zerglings are not as effective against Zealots as other Zealots are against them. They're just not that cost effective because they do get killed quite easily, especially if trying to climb up a ramp. In any case, actually it looks like Clon here is going to go for a 12 hatchery build, or at least a 10 hatchery build. I haven't counted the number of drones. It could be an 11 hatchery, I'm not too sure exactly, but looks like also the Zerg doing that, so neither of them getting their spawning pools first. That's quite interesting. 2 gates going up for both the Protoss players. And so I guess the reasoning behind this is that you don't need your tech as quickly as you do in Zerg and Terran mirror matchups, where you really need to get those Mutalisks out very quickly. Zerglings by themselves just aren't that effective against a walled-in Terran player, for example, and so you need to get that gas really quickly, get that tech up quickly. But on the game where you actually are going to probably be fighting just on Zerglings, I guess getting those extra hatcheries out first is a good idea, and getting your economy up a little bit more, your mineral economy. Because for a lot of Zerg and Terran mirror matchups, you really don't even see minerals being important after like the 6th or 7th minute. Once the Mutalisks and Scourge come out, the Zerg basically becomes just a pump for Mutalisks and Scourge, and so all they do is just mine gas pretty much, and almost no minerals. In any case though, Zealots out, pushing out for both the Protoss players. It looks like Protoss players have done all the scouting so far in this game, and they're definitely going to notice that there's mirror matchups set up for everybody. Gas Assimilator going up for Rage inside of his base, and no gas yet for Pusan. So it'll be interesting to see what Rage decides to do with this gas. If he decides to actually go for Dragoons, that would be against my expectations. I do expect a really fast push here. And actually, looks like I'm just wrong here. Looks like both Zerg players are actually going directly to lair here, I think, before even getting Zergling speed here. So we might not actually see too much Zergling combat. And looks like a creep colony being set up for the for a Clon here, and actually a Zealot getting in from Pusan into Clon's base, but it looks like it's not going to be able to kill off any drones here. So far, very few Zerglings from either player. I would definitely expect more Zerglings here, but perhaps seeing that they're both mirror builds here, they basically think it's safe not to produce too many. And it might be less cost effective to build them. Also, perhaps I'm used to seeing the recent games on Hunters, which doesn't have the ramp that this map has. So, of course, attacking with early game units is much easier. Looks like the Zealot from Pusan's finally killed. But looks like a bunch of Zealots moving in from Pusan. 4 Zealots moving in towards Clon's base. I don't think this is going to get anywhere, though, because there is a sunken up and 2 Zealots from Rage's base protecting him. This is definitely not going to get anywhere. And it looks like the Zealot from Pusan from Rage might be killed, but it's really not going to matter. The remaining Zealots just aren't going to be able to get into Clon's base, and they are forced to retreat. Only 1 surviving from Pusan's attack force there. And looks like now 5 Zealots coming out for Rage here, and actually TheZerg's base is not as well defended as Clon's was, so they might actually do some damage here. We'll have to see. It looks like a Citadel of Adun going up for Pusan there, so we'll see if he decides just to go for legs, or if he decides to go for Templar Archives. I assume he will go for Templar Archives to deal with the incoming Mulisks, and now TheZerg has definitely enough Zerglings to deal with this, I feel. Looks like Rage is continuing to pursue this attack. I don't think that's necessarily a good idea here, although it looks like he has managed to slip past the Zerglings here. Still 2 Zealots alive, and it's going to come down to whether they can pick off any of these drones, especially the gas drones. That would be quite critical. Looks like they're just going to ignore getting it. Looks like they're going to kill off that 1 Zergling, and now they're going to go for the drones, but it looks like there is a Zealot there from Pusan. Looks like, this Teal Protoss Zealot just not going to get anywhere. But looks like actually Clon's got 2 Zerglings in the base too. A couple of Zerglings on the backfield here, somehow managing to slip past, and they might be able to pick off a drone or 2. Spire is up though for the Zerg, so it looks like he's going to be producing about 7 Mulisks. Looks like 1 drone does go down though before it's cleaned up, so not too much of an effective attack here. Now it looks like Pusan actually trying to attack Rage's base, but Rage has Dragoons out too, so this is a definite divergence between these 2 players. Rage did not